This is the Procreate Dreams app.
Send our neighbors on their way. Yeah, we're better together. When we see people who need help, we pick up a teddy bear, a rattle, and a book. Together, we send our neighbors on their way. We're better together when it's thundering. It's crashing and booming outside.
Hello, welcome friends. We're just going to be using the new updated Procreate Dreams app to do some drawing practice. Just wanted to explore some ideas. So yeah, if you're interested in just seeing what some of those explorations look like, stick around. If not, totally cool. Just exploring some ideas. Is she okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We're better together. When someone needs a bath, we fill the tub with sudsy bubbles. Together we wash and splash until we are squeaky clean. We're better together. When someone needs a bath, we help fill the tub with sudsy bubbles. Together we wash and splash until we are squeaky clean.
Thank you so much, Ali, for joining. Just going to be exploring some ideas.
We're better together, but it's time for sleep. Even though we're in our own beds, we're joined in our hearts. Together we wish good things for all the world. We're better together. When it's time to sleep, even though we're in our own beds, we're joined in our hearts. Together we wish good things for all the world. Let's see. What if we could make the world a better place by working together? What do you think would happen? We can all find ways to take turns, chip in, share, and love one another. There are more ways to be part of a community than you might imagine. How do you work together? The end. You ready for something else? Alright, Billy. Let's do something else. Let's do something else. We got really cold feet. Let's
Okay, I'm going to try this again. Let's go to the theater. Let's make a new social post. We're going to go to the flip book. All right, so they added masking as an option now. Don't know why that didn't open. Let me close it, open it again. Where are we? There we are. Weird. It's not letting me close the app for some reason. Usually I just do a little flick like that. There we go. I'm just going to restart it. There it is. And then I'm going to edit flipbook. I'm going to start with a bit more wiggly looking brush. So what if start off Okay, another idea I want to explore would be, I'm just going to hide this layer. So they have a performance option. So if I add a new drawing layer, and just for fun, I'm just going to animate or just draw like a little circle with some rough edges. Then we're going to go out of drawing and go to finish drawing and go to the performance mode. And I'm just going to kind of animate manually what I want this thing to do. So now we got some keyframes in there. Let's see, let's make it a little bit smaller. What if we undo that? How about let's turn off performance. Just going to scale this dot down even more. And go back to performance. Let's do 0% roll. And we'll go. See what that looks like. About to head to bed, but this is so cool. Oh yeah, this is a wonderful app. You can make so many cool things with it. But performance lets you just really do lots of really powerful animation techniques. So if I do that with one dot, let's say we wanted to just duplicate this layer. Oh, yeah, let's duplicate after. Let's just do duplicate normal. You could just offset the timing. And now you have these two. Oh, you're thinking of ideas? Yeah, and there's lots of stuff you can do. This is neat to watch for animating tips. Recently, I spent 2 months on a 2-second fully colorful animation. Animation is tough work. It truly can be, but also can be really, really fun. But I really love this performance tool. It just opens up just a whole lot of possibilities. Like what I could do, like one idea that's coming to mind, I'm just going to delete this one. Let's make a new drawing layer. I'm just going to draw a little, I'll just do like a regular outline of a square. And what we're going to do with this, same idea. We're going to just animate it with performance. I'm just going to go bring it up, bring it down, there, go over there. Okay, so now we have like a kind of complicated animation, right? Now I have the idea is what if I drew on this in a new layer, a new flipbook layer, essentially just a line connecting these two on every frame to see what their relationship ought to be. Might be kind of interesting. I use the M4 iPad, but this also works on the other iPads. This one has a lot of GPU memory, so it's very, very responsive to your intentions. You'll probably never see any lag on an M4 with this app. Okay, so now we're going to see the relationship between these two objects. Okay, let's take a look. It's very elasticy. I like it. Now what I'm going to do is duplicate it and offset it in space. So what I'm going to do is combine all three of these layers by selecting them. I guess I have to pause. So I select all. Okay, I'll just select everything. Except I won't do the first one. We don't need that anymore. So long press it, delete. And then what we're going to do is select, not perform. Let's just do regular select and grab all three of these. And then long press and group them. Now that this is all a group, we can duplicate it as a group. And then we can offset it in space. So just like that, we have like a copy of the animation. I've been using IBS Paint X for animation on my phone. I kept having to resave the file due to corruption. Oh, that's got to be a pain. I think it's the iPad Air. I think it's the iPad Pro. But it still, I think they would still work on the iPad Air. I'm not convinced that you need the Pro for this particular app. I love her voice. So I'm going to take one of these and see if I can rotate it. So I'm going to take these two layers now and group them. And then take this one and duplicate it. And then with this group, just going to reposition it and find a cool pattern. Okay.
Just kidding. I'd have to disassemble and reassemble.
Oh, I can bring the ground one out.
Oh, I can do that. Thanks, baby.
Oh, I can help. Love it. Let me grab it and group. Wonder how many times you can group and duplicate. It's kind of cool. I'm just going to duplicate this one a couple times. And duplicate this one. Rotate it around. I wonder, can I flip it? Look at that. So you can make some pretty complicated animations very quickly with this app. So now what I'm going to do is take all of these, group them up, and then we're going to set a manual keyframe on the rotation. And so at this distance, we're just going to rotate it 360 degrees. I wonder if you can enter in numerical values. Let me see, is that possible? Edit anchor. Okay, I don't see the option to enter the value, but that's a full 360. So now we got this animation going for us. And so you can see really quickly that you can make some very complicated, very sophisticated looking animations, all pretty friendly. You know, like this wasn't too hard to make, right? I don't know how long we've been streaming for, maybe 15 minutes or so. Pretty neat. Now I'm going to take this, duplicate it again, and with this version, we're just going to turn off keyframes, just move it down, and I'm just going to lower the opacity a little bit. And this will kind of create a shadow effect. So it feels like all of this is kind of 3D. Oh, it's a little hard to see on a white background, but everything now has like a shadow. If that's hard to see, I could turn down the brightness on my screen. I think that will help see the shadows a bit more. Do you see the shadows? There you go. You should be able to see them pretty clearly now. And I might move the shadow version off to the side a little bit. And also to make it feel more 3D, they do have effects. I forgot how to access them, but I think if you long press, you can go to, maybe it's under drawing, or how do I do effects? Track options, no. Convert to flipbook, mask, blend mode, highlight, opacity. I think there's a way to do effects. I'm just not remembering it at the moment. There should be a way to do effects. Reminds me of Science Ha. Pretty cool looking though. Maybe you could try stick figure animations one day. Oh, stick figure animations are so much fun. That reminds me of like how I grew up on the early internet days. But yeah, I like this one a lot. This kind of moving texture is very fun. Let me see. I might want a bit more color. Move the shadows a little bit closer to their origin. Or if we wanted to create the illusion of more motion or something, we could like move these a little bit closer to their lines. I kind of like that. The shadow looking effect is kind of cool. Great. Next, what to do? So they do have masking support now. So I'll show you what I mean. So if I duplicate this layer and then offset this one just a hair, I think there's a way to keyframe. Oh, there it is, filters. So I could add a hue, saturation, and brightness control. And like add color. Oh, it's weird. I don't see any color added. So maybe not a hue saturation. Maybe that's the Gaussian blur. Oh, there we go. So this is where you can add like a blur. So maybe, let me go back, delete this one. This is the one that's the shadow. So if you go to the start of the keyframe, this app is called Procreate Dreams. We go to filter. Now we have the access to play with lens blurring. And so I want to just blur the radius. There we go. So that creates these like really soft shadows. They're not so dramatic. They're very, very soft and out of focus. And I think that just adds like a cool effect. They just feel more 3D to me now. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but I think it looks pretty cool. I'm going to move this to a top layer as well. Make sure it's staying in time. And make a duplicate of this one. We'll go to duplicate. All right, and then we're going to go to the one that's sandwiched in between. And on keyframes, we're going to move to this one. Oh, weird. It's only selecting a single layer there. I'm going to delete that one. Okay. So now we get this kind of animation. And I think that looks pretty neat. It might be like a good background texture behind an Instagram story or something. I think I like that a lot. Now we're going to go to the export options. Preferences, undo and redo buttons, gestures. They have share as video, animated GIF, current frame. I'm going to do this video option. And just save it as a saved a video. So that should be saved. You love using soft blue for shadows in my art. Makes it more interesting and lifelike. Oh, that's so true. Because like, you're always getting like blue light. I wonder how to change the color once you've already set a value in black and white. But let me show you some other cool stuff. So if we go to a new one here and go to empty, what I'm going to do here is kind of create a new drawing. Or sorry, this is a flip book, so we can edit a flip book. If you already are, skilled at drawing, you could like just draw really cool things right in this setting. Because it's very much like the Procreate app. When you're in this drawing mode, it feels very much like the Procreate app. And I think that's pretty neat. So let's say you have a drawing like this, right? I kind of think this is like a little button or something, and this is like a suit arm. We're only going to see this part of it though. Make it like a navy blue suit, and the hand, I'll just make it a purple person. Okay, so if this is like a layer, and you erase anything else that's not in the shot, you have the ability to move the anchor point. Because right now, you see how it rotates right from the center? But this isn't really where I would want the hand to rotate from. So if you tap on the anchor point, or do I long press it? I forgot how to do it. One of these ways. Oh, that's flipbook, wrong one. How do I get the anchor point? It's not tapping. Long pressing. I think maybe you have to be in keyframe mode. Yeah, there it is. So if you're in keyframe mode, you can get these 3 dots and you can edit the anchor point. So you see how right now the anchor point's this little crosshair. That was by default in the center. We can move it to where the elbow would be. And now when we go to rotate the thing, look at that. It aims properly. So I could have an animation go from here to here, and that would be a really good way to animate, do a drawing. And so you can use that performance mode in that setting. So I can have it, I could go right to that rotate with performance mode turned on. And it's kind of hard to grab this here. It's in a weird spot. Okay, how about this? I'm going to turn off performance for a second. Start off here so it's just a little bit easier for me to grab. And then we're going to go to perform. And now as soon as you grab that, oh, it's weird, it keeps disappearing. Let me get closer. I don't understand why the object is disappearing. I think this is an error. I'm going to close it and reopen it. I think that was a glitch because I've used that feature before in the old one. So that's rotate. Let's go to keyframe. Okay, cool. So it looks like it's working a bit better now. And then under performance, no, nothing. It like vanishes. I don't know why. I guess I'll just animate it the old way. So, oh, I see. I think maybe I'm scaling it. But what we could do is just set a keyframe there, then go forward in time. Oh, it's weird. It's like it vanished. Oh, I see the issue. It's a flip book when I thought it was a drawing. Can I convert this to a drawing? Convert flip books to tracks. There we go. Or how do I edit this? Okay, I think I made the mistake of making my drawing on the first frame of a flip book. But I think what you really want to do is just make your drawing on its own layer. So I'm going to try this again. So start off with an empty track. And go to plus and add a new drawing. And in this new drawing, we're going to just create like a, something that needs to like animate in. I was just going to do a hand. So this is going to be like a sleeve. And this would be like the little shirt. And then this will be a little hand, a thumb, maybe like an index finger here, a couple of knuckles. Okay, so we have this kind of pointing direction. I'm going to make it darker on the inside here, kind of keep it into this purple color. Go really light there. It's too light. Let's go like there. And do like a gray skin. Okay, so we have this new drawing. We're going to go back to the drawing, finish it, and then we can go to the anchor point. So go to keyframes, tap on the object, adjust the anchor point. I'm going to move the anchor point to be over here. Now that means we can rotate it from the right spot. I'm also going to scale it down a little bit. And now I could be like, have it animate in. So to do that, we're going to go to the side. We're going to go to the perform slider and kind of get ready and point and retract. And so you see what it did? Procreate Dreams records your motion. So it recorded all of that movement of the hand pointing into the frame. Now you can do this with as many layers as you want. You can make some very cool artwork this way. So you draw one thing and then you kind of just perform how you want that thing to animate, and then suddenly it's there. And you see how you could even animate a little bit of like that overshoot effect. It's very, very effective. You can really do quite a bit with this. And then imagine if we were to duplicate this. I'm just going to do a standard duplicate. And then on this duplicate version, I'm going to just rotate it this way, maybe point it over here, maybe scale it down. Make sure it kind of ends there. And now look at this. We have that same animation now applied at a different angle. So this technique is just super effective at having versatile, many use cases. And I could take this hand, for example, and just duplicate it again. Oops, move it over here. And then again, duplicate this one. Move it over there, give it a slight rotation. So you can see like one layer of motion could then just be duplicated to create, kind of like a myriad of outputs. I'm just going to keep doing that. Duplicate. Where am I? Oh, duplicate at the top. Just going to go all the way up here and just kind of rotate this over here. Maybe make it a little bit bigger. And so now you get all this motion. Oops, that one doesn't hide very well. So this is actually a good example to show when we want to edit. So let's say I like all the motion except this one I don't like. So luckily, you can just go to that one that you had just selected. I think you have to be on the right layer. I don't know which one it was. I might have to just kind of click around to find it. There it is. And then we'll go to the beginning. On the right layer. And then we're just going to re-record. So you go to Performance. And actually, before we go to Perform, I'm just going to start its position off somewhere else. So I'm just going to rotate it maybe up there. And then we'll go to Perform. And then we could just perform it now. And just like that, we now fixed the animation of that one layer. We had it come in at a slightly different time. Now, if these are all feeling too similar, I could also offset their time simply by dragging them in this timeline. So just by making a small nudge on these layers, I can have this one happen a little earlier. Maybe this one comes in a little bit later. This one can come in like a millisecond later. Those ones could be at the same time. Maybe this one comes in at the very end. Now we created all this different timing of the fingers. So I wanted to show you this example because it really highlights the power of this tool. And we really animated was just the one rotation of one of these drawings, and suddenly you have like a lot of use cases, at least for me. And then to kind of simulate camera movements, what I can do is then select all of these layers, long press them, and hit group. And now it's going to treat all of them as if it's one unit. So we can go to keyframes and set a motion, rotation, or whatever, and go to the future. So I set a rotation there, and then go to the future, and just kind of rotate it around, it's weird. I'm going to move their anchor point as well. So I'm going to go to Edit Anchor and make sure it's right at the center of my screen, because that's kind of where I have them all pointing. And then we're just going to rotate around. I'm also going to scale it up. And so now you get this kind of motion. This would work a lot better on a square canvas as I'm seeing it right now. But you kind of get the idea, right? You can really stack these animations up and tell all sorts of different stories. Maybe we won't do that rotation. I think that was too dramatic. So how about instead of rotation, let's just do a zoom. So maybe right around here or there or whatever, let's have it zoom out. And so we'll just kind of move in on it. So maybe just have it scale up. And if you need to edit the keyframes, you zoom in and you just move them around manually, like so. Yes, and just like that, you have that nice little zooming in motion. If it's a little hard to see, we can change the background by adding a new drawing. I'm going to switch these to some watercolor brushes. Still keeping it in that purple vibes. And I'll just kind of paint some texture back there. Maybe I'll add a little bit of some lighter colors. And a little bit of white. And then let's make sure that this layer is set behind everything.
You getting cozy? You getting cozy? Or should I read to you? Can you read your book? Read your book, yeah.
And we're just going to set this behind the layer. And then we have that texture that sits behind the artwork now. And we could also make this one change its scale over time. Might be kind of cool. So I'll go to the start here, set a keyframe for its position and scale. Again, we can zoom in if we need to see that detail. Oh, wow, so you can enter numbers. I was hoping you could. That's fantastic. I didn't know you could enter numbers. So it looks like you have to tap the keyframe itself, which is new to me. And then we go over here, and I'll just type in 360 for a full turn. Will that work? Let's see. It does. Look at that. It spins. Perfect. So just like that, you can kind of create your own custom animations and make them all fun. You can do quite a lot with this. And again, to export, you go to that bottom part and you click Share Video, and then it exports as a video, and you could save it to your camera roll. They also do have advanced exporting options now. So in the advanced export options, it gives you a true preview of what you're about to see. I know it's a little bright on my screen just because I have like there we go. It might be a little bit easier to see with the contrast. But you can kind of get an idea of what you're about to export. And they give you some different resolutions. One of the big things they've changed is you can now export with a, if you choose a different file format, like an MOV, I think you can export ProRes. Yeah. So you can keep it in actual film quality. Wow, Ironwood River, good to see you. It's been a long time. And then for the document size, you can set it to 4K if you wanted, or you can do a custom resolution if you're on a special project. And for file container, I don't see it, but there is a way to export with it with a transparency. I don't remember how, but there is a way to export this as a transparent object. But I don't know how to do that at the moment. But yeah, you would do all these steps, then you'd click on Share. It would then export your video, and it saves it to your videos. And then you're done. So those advanced options are totally available and give you a lot of creative flexibility when you're making stuff. This software is called Procreate Dreams. Here's one that I made yesterday with a lot more effort and time. So I kind of traced over an existing bird flying, but then I drew all this vegetation, kind of set keyframes to have it move left and right in the timing. But what's cool is that bird, I kind of just went over the frames and it has a lot of life because of that. You can really study the motion. Initially, I was just doing it it's Procreate Dreams, because the Procreate app is just mostly for drawing, but Procreate Dreams is mostly for animation. They work really, really, really well together. But I just want to let you know that before you go into it. But yeah, you can do anything in this app. There's not too many limitations here. You know, especially if we go into like a square canvas here. So we've got a nice square canvas. And I'm going to start with the drawing. So I hit the plus button, go to drawing. I'm just going to draw a, I don't know, just draw like a random line. I'll draw a little X in red. Okay, so you got this little red X. And with this red X, I'm going to go back. And then we're going to go to perform. And you could just move it around. And now it's set keyframes for all those motions. If you don't like your performance, no worries, you could just re-record. So you see how friendly it is to record stuff. And then, yeah, we could take that object and duplicate it and go to compose and just move it off to the side like that. Now you got these two X's that are identical motions. It's kind of like the eyes of a character, to be honest. So let's give a character face. Go to a new drawing. For the face, I'm just going to do a little outline like that. Let's put this drawing behind everything. And then what I'll do is just try to animate this manually. So go to performance. And let's just try to follow it around. Let me try that again. Try that again. Oh, I'm slow. Let me try it again. Oh, let me get that one more time. Slide. Oops, too slow. Side there. So with all that, you can have like, you know, a little bit of lag motion or something. I just like that it lets you combine a lot of different animation styles. Like let's say you like all this for some, I mean, actually I'm going to re-record that. It's bugging me that it's not totally in sync. I guess what I could do if it was really bothering me is I could go and edit the original drawing and then just draw the head in there. I think it's gonna, I hope it doesn't duplicate it across both of them. Let's see if that fixes it. Oh, that does fix it. So now it like inherits the position of the eyes. Oh, thank you so much, Lavender. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, so you can do a lot there. And you could like, you know, go in and select both these layers, compose them, group them. And then with that group, you could duplicate it, you know, offset its timing or something, make a smaller version or a taller version, whatever you want, whatever you would like. Yeah. But that's all I got time for tonight, folks. So thanks for watching. I do love using this app. I don't use it enough. It's something I spent a bunch of times on making, and I I like enjoyed it. So I kind of just animated like one ball animation and then turned a few of them out of focus. It was for like a logo that I was working on. You can do quite a lot with this app. I accidentally deleted all of my original drawings. I had a different device that I was animating on, and it kind of destroyed all of them. But we made this one earlier tonight, and I like the way it came out. Do you think there is something similar for Windows tablets? Unfortunately, no. Nothing this smooth on Windows that I know of. I think you can use like Adobe Animate. If you can run an Adobe Animate on your Windows tablet, then yes. Sue writes, thank you. Do more of these, please. You got it. I will. Thank you all for tuning in and expressing interest. I'll definitely make more of these and come up with some fun uses for them. But that's all, folks. So have a good night, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.